We are at day 12 of the kitchen reno. We did tons of progress today, but before I go and actually show you the kitchen, I'm going to talk about the weekend because my maintenance guy was here this weekend and he was really happy that I was all set up for him to paint for me because he loves that rather than working on this. Like this, he'll do it for me. He'll do whatever I ask him within the time that he's here, but he would much rather paint, so he'll deal with this next month. So the first thing that happened was I was pulling out paint, discovered that the lid on the blue paint from the guest room was not put on properly by the previous contractor, and it exploded all over my floor. So Juan did a really good job cleaning up for me. I don't even know if I'll be able to salvage that. Now I don't know the English word for it anymore. Halador squeegee. We'll see about that. But he did a really amazing job just cleaning up the floor for me. So we both rather looked like Smurfs by the end of the day. But once that was all done and it was all managed, he did some repair work for me. So he did some plastering up there, which I just cannot get over what a great job he did in the paint. It just, oh, what an improvement. What a huge improvement. And then he just kind of like went around. He took whatever paint I had. He was more enthusiastic with the darker pink than with the lighter pink, and I ran out of darker pink for everything I wanted, but that's okay. So he redid kind of like around the carport because it was all like spotty. Like you can see right here, you can actually see on that wall there how spotty it is. So he says if I get another gallon of this dark pink, he's gonna just, in a roller, he's gonna re-roll this whole area and just like try to even it out a little bit because it looks really uneven. And then he also got this little corner here that the guys were bringing out trash and they missed, like they kind of chipped the corner there, which is, again, it's not a big deal. It's just, you know, it's what it is. And then Juan did this over here, which amazing job by everybody involved. The contractors got very close to the finish of the wall, and then the paint job is almost seamless. I mean, it looks stunning. I don't have this ugly cage thing over here. So eventually what I would like to do over here is I would like to have what they call Maya Sombra, like a sunshade, so that I actually have a little bit of water protection, a little bit of sun protection in here. But one of my plans is I'm planning out, you know, what I'm going to be doing in the kitchens. I'd like to put a little drying rack against this wall here for my kitchen stuff so that I'm not having to run to the back of the property every time I want to hang a dishcloth or something outside. So anyway, so that was the weekend. And then we were talking about the kitchen and he gave me a really nice compliment. He said he's really impressed by how I get things done. Like I talk big, but I get things done. And I've had other people in my life mention that also. That, you know, like last month we were here, he was here, I asked for advice about my kitchen reno. And then here we are at the home stretch of the kitchen reno. And then he asked me how much I'm paying for the kitchen. And his first question before giving me an opinion on the price was, what kind of wood are they using in the kitchen? And I said cedar. And he said, yeah. He says, I'm really impressed. You've got, you know, quality workers that are reliable. You're on, you know, market rates. He says, it's not high, it's not low. He says, I'm very amazed by how you just get things done. And I'm like, thank you. It makes me feel very capable. So let me just put I just took my chanclas off, but I need other chanclas. Let me put these on. So the kitchen, oh my goodness, they're actually making progress. So because they did a lot of cleanup today, because look at this, how much different it looks. So they got this part here done. It looks like a blackboard, we were joking. And then he says, oh man, he says, we could have done that with blackboard paint and you could have been able to write stuff on the back, and kind of inspired me for a second. And I went, no, I know I wouldn't use it. But I like it is good. It is kind of like an interesting idea. So that's done. And then they did that part on the side here that was missing. They still haven't done this. And I didn't ask why this isn't still pending, but eventually it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna worry about it again. Just let them do their thing, and this has gotta be, they got to wait for the electrician to be able to repair all of this. So they got the primer coat on in here. Really don't like it with the white with the gray. It's like very depressing, but I think once you've got the yellow on, it'll look perfect. And they've also started doing some sanding and stuff, which is why it looks a lot more pale, but then they're gonna be polishing it up and then it should warm it up again. Started cleaning up down here, and I told them I've got some extra of that purple paint to touch up the back of the wall. There's not a lot of it, but there is some. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to salvage most of it. I mean, like, I'm gonna have to remind myself to tell them, like, the part behind in here doesn't matter. It's more like what we're gonna actually see from when we're standing up in here. So tomorrow, I was told tomorrow's paint. He says I'm bringing another guy. I can't remember the word that he used. Like, he used a word, like a local word for saying I'm gonna bring somebody, like a little jobber to come in and help me clean up the floor and everything. And he talked about maybe the furniture coming in tomorrow, and I think that's really going to, like, really bring us forward. Just having, because I can't even imagine it at this point, having the piece of furniture in. And I think once he gets the third coat on in here, and I think if he gets the third coat on in here in the morning, and then you get this in, I mean, we might be able to start pretty soon. He says we're going to bring the furniture in at the same time they're going to bring the machine to polish. And I'm not saying I'm going to bring my stuff back in right away, but I'm starting to think we're going to be able to do it a lot sooner than I thought. But tomorrow, anyway, and then he also said tomorrow, he mentioned to me 2 times that once we were at this stage, like he mentioned it to me last week, and then he reiterated it this afternoon as he was leaving, that we're at the stage where they're going to do the plastic or the stained glass at the top there. So I can just imagine it tomorrow, how at this hour, just how incredible it's going to look. And I mean, it's amazing right now with everything open. I don't have the blind, I don't have anything. I just love it. But I also know first thing in the morning it's going to be like blinding hot and sunny in here, so that's not going to work. And then I was just thinking, I was looking at this, it's very dirty, we're going to have to get it cleaned. I'm actually thinking about contacting Decorama and seeing if I can get just the header replaced. I'm not going to replace the blind, I'm going to live with it, even though it's very, very dirty and it's got some marks and stuff on it, but it just feels wasteful to replace that, at least at this time. But I'm thinking maybe the new header would make a big difference. I'll talk to her name is Christina, the decorator that I was working with, and see what she would quote me. So that's it for today. So very, very exciting to watch stuff moving forward. Yeah. I was really glad to see this going up this morning. It was very loud. So I thought I was a little bit behind on my work today, but it was a very short day, so it didn't really matter if I had lost about an hour and a half waiting for him to stop banging, because to put a pick up later in the day, so perfect. But yeah, it just can't get over how much of a difference just the cleanup has made. All right, I will be back tomorrow.